Scatter! Stray clouds converge! Scatter! Skyward! Let's light it up! I'm going in! Let me weave you a verse.
Up to it, Manzai! Congratulations!
Skyward! Scatter! Make way for the Adeptus! Oh? Huh? Everybody stand back!
Sorry, pal. Mighty mythical beast!
Witness the power of the clock. Know my soul! Seize the skies! Skyward! I'm going in!
Up to it, Manzai!
You're in for a little shock.
Sharing my knowledge. I see everything. La 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 la. You're toast. Boba, get them. Everyone hold hands. Make yourselves at home. I see the stars. Yeah, yeah. I see everything! Help! Ouchie!
Come a little closer. Let's spark the...
Eat this! The night is cold. Don't be scared. Javana, let the magic begin!
Mighty mythical beast!
Everybody stand back!
We're guiding stars. Stars, shine for me.
Surprise! Be amazed! Javana!
Up to it, Manzai!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Not now. Don't be scared.
Mighty mythical beast!
see about that! Huh?
Fracture! Confess!
Leave it all to me.
Bring it on! Cyclone!
Dare to mess with me, gears of the storm! As a dutiful maid would.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! You're...
We'll see about that!
Confess!
Once, there was a glorious kingdom.
Everyone hold hands!
Stabilize!
Time for a light show!
Let's to retreat!
I'm feeling a little off.
I see everything!
Illusion shattered, torn to oblivion.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
Solidify!
Fire hazard!
Crumble!
Now you shall perish! Ha!
The fuse is lit! Remember the first time we came here? And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye? Whoa, what a pretty lady! Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say, helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this. Hello? Paimon is Paimon! And this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh, so you have taken care of...
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else, so long as you've shown proper respect and consideration.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Right.
One planned to extend the... However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's...
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd...
Is that... If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let's...
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue.
Shanaha has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Huh. Did they think one was so easily mollified?
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked? Guess we have no idea if Shanaha and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough, makes sense. All right then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh, busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming...
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One...
Seems she's not buying it.
That was... but a simple test. One did not
But recognizing you is,
An apt One was simply passing by while attending to some important business.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Oh, Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super important.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind... it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent.
Cloud Retainer... Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer.
A human name?
You really think so? Not that you're not famous.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to...
Can you?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An Adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. It is said that once, a long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to... On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread. The books had this to... Upon arrival, the Adeptus...
Wow. That's incredible.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought. And even if one...
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really... Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you.
How laughable. A name is but a simple label.
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue...
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you... Moreover, does she find...
That is...
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. Wanmin Restaurant's business has...
I see.
Huh? But...
can that wait?
You may return to your work, Ganyu.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler,
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to,
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her You do it! No. I think you should.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xinyun.
Master?
Huh?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter...
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from...
And check out the great...
Indeed.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon, the lunch rush isn't in yet. Go ahead. Sit.
Thank you, Chef Ma...
Woohoo! Leo's really got a lot going for it.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed... Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far.
Seems like you've been making progress.
First, I tried to talk sense into them.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Oh, a sensible...
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous.
I see. Huh. I have missed Master quite a bit too.
Whoa.
By the way,
Indeed.
Ganyu told us the story.
I see.
Oh?
Is that a problem?
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in response.
Huh.
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicycle. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprint. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Ha, 'tis a most foreign.
Mm-hmm.
What is the reason for.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people.
One finds oneself. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery?
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime rush.
I'll try my...
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful look. Granny, why don't you take a seat?
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the
No, not this again. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Right, that's what Paimon... Help? Oh, do you mean with Gran? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always... Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh. But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Wow.
And me.
You're tough too, Granny.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where
Huh? That sounds super
It was just a dream, so, you know...
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no...
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still...
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense...
A younger version. This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together.
Are you sure? Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, a martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinjo knows tons about Liwish.
Are you leaving already?
I'll go order some food, Granny.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at...
For this price, the food is unbelievable.
Stabilize!
But we have some new items.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of.
I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone, but considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. It's rare for a chivalric. I've never understood why.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of...
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and...
That sounds awful!
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, they say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the... Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, but... Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world. And yet, you...
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinjo has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea! I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
What's wrong, Chuyu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Chuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh?
I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross, but then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask,
a pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features.
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is...
Leave it to us! Now that let's go to Wangshu.
Okay, hop.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here, I believe.
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if... Whoa! Shell! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no... It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti!
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of Mor, when dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself, although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human form.
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave. Should you encounter any trouble, you need...
Everyone! I think Granny...
Slowly now. Calm your mind and...
A long time ago.
So what Shinto said was...
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. One day, I met he told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying and it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep...
I'm sorry, I don't...
Hey, you're not you...
Oh, fret not, dear child.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process.
Next location... There isn't really a... After all, if she was there...
I don't Still, I was
Huh? What?
I'm not sure. Ah.
Not here the... Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there?
This place.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind. I had exhausted I remember that night. I alone am the
Sin?
I don't know. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you. But you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny.
You're too sweet. All right. Let's not step.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyun Peak. You and I, how fares your health?
Does this place feel familiar to you, Gran?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that Paimon was hoping...
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
It's alright, we're not...
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come...
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Outsong.
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity.
It does, but I...
Are you feeling unwell?
My head...
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Out.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You and I, you may leave the rest to me.
Wait, really?
I never leave... Here, this is
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we
precisely a recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle, soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating!
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets...
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean!
And you and I, is the It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the... So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Granny, please don't cry. Oh, don't worry, my dear child. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's all come back to me now. The most important...
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience.
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone. Please, Granny, don't force yourself. I know, dear child. My feet some time ago. I made a terrible mistake.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Jueyun?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or knew it, I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time...
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia?
Was it because of...
Indeed, I fell in love. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away.
Oh no, what happened?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked... I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began, along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea Master? Don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pill...
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident.
Oh, wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again?
Perhaps it is... One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he... Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one just wishing to grant you a life without regrets. One gathered as for how to deliver the medicine. After much contemplation, one eventually decided to... One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true... One was quite torn.
Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Ra! Ha! Sure! Huh! Huh!
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Gray clouds converge! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter!
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said God, one was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraption. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierced to see you happy. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Scatter! Skyward!
Just as Yuendai troubled one with her antics, so did you give one. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuan. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who live through them. Would you not agree?
Master, I must ask.
One has never when it is time, 'tis a refuge referred to by many and... One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One expects you... 40 years ago, you chose a... Even fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario.
So, what's...
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already... I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness.
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl, good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again, you and I. How's that sound?
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really... I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Grilled chicken drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all.
Madam...
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel?
I feel... Oh, Madam Adeptus, could I, ask you something?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus.
Shuyu, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Genshin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Min Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shuyu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai, they all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything. How about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspensus somni?
Awesome! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make...
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
There is no escape. Kill!
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of—
To be quite honest, in what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't— I have to be careful. Yes.
We're here, Cloud! Miss Shenyan?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their—
Several hundred?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see, passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold— doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should—
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future—
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Hello.
Shuyu! You got a new outfit!
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to—
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so—
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably, sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master?
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhang Li, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhang Li, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhang Li?
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship.
Ha! A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait! I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that...
All right. Since I hired you as my then in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we...
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays.
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the...
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already...
Oh?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure...
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple.
It should be a most...
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
a humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhongli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go.
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after...
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?